Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's Lowdown. Once again, freezing cold outside, so we're inside today on this week's Lowdown. I'm going to do my best to keep it shorter this week so everyone will hopefully get more views of it. This week's Lowdown, I'm going to talk about what it really means to square the face of your golf club. And I'm going to relate that to at least one aspect of club fitting and talk about the importance of club fitting to some degree. So I do a lot of club fittings through the year, and I would say that when I get a person up on the range and I start going through the process, that at least half the golfers have no idea what I'm doing, so I try to do my best to explain it to them. And so when we look at this today, and we're talking about this one aspect of club fitting, which is going to be lie angle, I hope to encourage you to next time you buy a set of clubs or whatever clubs you have, to get fit for them. Because I think you'll learn how important it is to get your clubs fit for you. So we're going to change angles here, change views, and we're going to go through the rest of this video. Alright, so most of this video we're going to do from this angle here. This piece of tape that I put on the floor here represents my target line. And obviously I'm going to put my club down here and talk about what a square face means. Now, my club, I got a pitching wedge in my hand, which is about 45 degrees aloft. And my club, the pitching wedge, has a 64-degree lie angle. So what that means is the angle of this club here, when this leading edge and sole of the club sits flat on the ground, the shaft forms a 64-degree angle to the ground. Okay? So what I've done here is I've come in and squared the face, if you will. So I've taken the leading edge of this club and put it perpendicular to my target line so that the club faces the target. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come in and put a little magnet on the face of my club. And I think you can see that this magnet now points up about 45 degrees, the loft of the club. And I think you can see it points roughly straight down the target line. Now, what I want to illustrate is that not everyone swings the club at 64 degrees. Let's say a person's taller. Let's say that they change their spine angle during their swing, or they swing a little steep. But they may have their hands a little higher than ideal at the moment of impact. So what I'm going to do here is raise this club or tilt this club upward about 6 or 7 degrees here. And if you notice, as I take this club and tilt it, my leading edge is still staying perpendicular to this target line, but the loft of the club now is pointed over to the right. So when I hit this golf ball, if I hit it when the club is situated at 64 degrees, the ball will go straight. If I hit the ball at anything above 64 degrees, the ball is going to go some deviation to the right. And the opposite is true if I take this club, and you rarely see this, but my hands are lower than 64 degrees at the moment of impact, so that the toe of the club sits up in the air. This leading edge is still perpendicular to the ground, or excuse me, perpendicular to that piece of tape with the target line, but the loft of the club points well to the left. And thus part of the importance of showing you, one, what a square face actually means. So if I have, again, this tilted more upright, the loft of the club points to the right. So in order to actually square the loft of the face, which would be there, and what I want to illustrate to you now is I actually have to have a fairly closed face. This leading edge is probably 6 or 7 degrees closed to my target line right here. So in order to hit this ball straight, I have to hit this pitching wedge with the leading edge that's closed 6 or 7 degrees to the target line in order to make the loft point straight. Now what I want to do is get rid of this pitching wedge and put in a 4-iron. Okay, so now I have a 4-iron in my hand. Okay, and if you notice, again, I've squared the face to this piece of tape, which means I've taken the leading edge and made it perpendicular to that target line. Now this 4-iron, a longer club, has a 61-degree lie angle and 23 degrees aloft. So again, I'll come in and I'll put that magnet on the face of the club and try to keep my leading edge perpendicular to that target line. And this loft, the 23 degrees aloft, should point straight down the target line. Same thing with a 4-iron. If I have a more upright lie angle, the loft of the club will tend to point to the right. If I have a less of a lie angle, the loft of the club will tend to point to the left. Now, the issue when we get in with club fitting is I'm going to raise this lie angle a little bit, and you can notice that the loft of the club now points to the right, so I would have to have a somewhat closed club face to make this go straight. Okay, just like I did with the pitching wedge. But because it's only 23 degrees aloft compared to 45, Okay, when I take this off, in order to make this straight, I only have this space closed, as my guess, a degree or two. So in order, with the same swing, in order to make this ball go straight, I would have had to close it 2 or 3 degrees compared to the 6 or 7 degrees with my pitching wedge. All right, so let me see if I can help you understand and clarify what it is that I just did down on the ground right there. If you have a set of clubs that fits you properly, lie angle wise, then what you have to do to hit a shot straight is square your leading edge of the club to the target line, or make leading edge of the club perpendicular to the target line. If you have a set of clubs that doesn't fit you with the right lie angle, let's say, for example, the club is too flat for you, you swing too upright for the club that you have, and the leading edge, when you hit the ball or solo club, the toe is closer to the ground than the heel is. Every time you square the leading edge or point the leading edge perpendicular to the target line, the loft of your club is going to point to the right. You're going to have it tend to hit shots to the right with a leading edge that's perpendicular to the target line. And then the added problem with that, because each club is made with different loft, you have to close each club a different amount. So in order, with a set of irons, in order to make each iron go straight, you actually have to close them varying amounts when you hit the golf ball. Now, my argument would be that that would be very hard for a PGA Tour player to do. There are probably some PGA Tour players that do that, but let alone an average golfer, a weekend golfer, a golfer with a 15 handicap, I would think that would be next to impossible to do. Keep this in mind. Fitting for lie angle is simply only one aspect of a club fitting. There's many others: shaft length, shaft type, shaft flex, grip size, club weight, all kinds of different things that when we fit you, what we're looking to do is to try to get the club that we're going to give you, the club that we fit for you, we're going to try to make that as easy as possible for the golfer to hit it straight, far, and line. That's our goal when we fit you, and there's a lot of things that go into that. In my opinion, the lie angle is probably the most important thing. That doesn't mean it's the first thing I'm fitting for. The lie angle to me is the most important thing. That's certainly, other golf pros may argue that, and that's fine. But what it is I want to illustrate to you is it's very important to get a set of clubs that are fit for you. And if you don't have a set of clubs fit for you, it can be very, very difficult to hit the golf ball straight with every club in your bag. So hopefully this helps you. Hopefully you have a little understanding of it. Next time you go to buy a set of clubs, certainly it's important that you get fit for them. And I hope you understand that, and I hope you feel comfortable. Come to a member of our staff, and we'd be more than happy to do that for you. We'll see you next week on the Lowdown. Hopefully we're going to get back outside and do a little video out there. Thank you.